Hello IK fam, Jojo here from 136 with an update about our KVK with 51 and 52.
This KVK was a lot of fun and packed with a lot of battles at different areas, different places, different zones. But I made it like a time lapse so you can enjoy. At any point, if you want to switch and go to other places and you don't want to see the action, you just want to dive in directly to the report, or you don't just want to see the matches that were fun, that were interesting, I will put it in the link and you can just click it and go ahead. So the battles were so much that I had to make a time lapse instead of recording the whole hourly videos, and it's just quick snippets where we're joining rallies, we're doing movements, we're taking in cities in the presence of the enemy, and all of these things happening together. So the contention was two cities, basically Anar for English speakers, which was one of the free cities in the Z1 open zone between the green faction and the blue faction, and Fraser, which was another city in between, also in the open zone of the green faction and the blue faction. So 231 as IMPK was very much busy working around their pathway, trying to secure the position at Fraser, whereas we were trying very hard to secure our space in Anar. The issue, or I would say the good thing actually, is that now as there is no more demolition builds or very quick builds, so it's more about teamwork that is pushing, like the tower construction, so you can go to a city one by one. You cannot just jump in and start working on each city. It's more about you hold your positions, you keep the enemy at bay, and you slowly build together as a team. As you can see here, we already reached Anar. We are starting to attack, and boom, we started the attack, and all of the guys here working together, whereas in the outer side people are trying to push away, activating the quick run or swift runners tactics so we could take it faster. On the other side, Fraser is very much empty. Our position was still solid. 136 kept standing. They kept their core players or the whales pushing the other whales of 231 just to make sure that we don't lose our position. It's more about we keep diverted and we consolidate the city. One of the other thing is also, I think, the incorporation of energy cores. I think people are starting to take it more also tactically, rather than just for city takeovers or just for using it to hit the energy core or gates. They're also using it for players, also using it as defense mechanisms, also using it while to take up positions and all of these things. Yeah, we are joining rallies at multiple fronts. Anar is already taken, so now we are more focused on fighting back. So IMPK with all their whales trying to push us now from this place so that they can start the demolition. I think one of the aspects that happened was that they tried to fight at two fronts. So instead of just focusing all the energy at one city, they chose to divide their forces and go for blocking us, at the same time trying to get to their city from the gate. The problem was that the people who were there at their home zone cities, which was the Fraser, they were too busy with the whales. So I would say these are some key tactics when it comes to fighting the battles. IMPK did very well in the home zone. When the race was happening for the level 18 cities, they did manage to break their forces away and still take and beat 136 in terms of race for the cities, and they're pretty good at actually breaking their or strategically breaking their alliance into two divisions so that they can attack in multiple fronts. But to be honest, I think here it was more about either you want to consolidate or you want to push back. 136 on one hand chose consolidation, so they sent about 4 whales just to fight and keep the enemy busy at Frasier, whereas the rest of the players chose to just build the tower and take the city. What's happening now is 136 is basically pushing ahead with their alliance members, very good alliance members actually, from server 70, which was the gods, and Breaking Bad or BRB4, which was from 189. On the other hand, IMPK now is trying to push back, and very hard actually. They're not trying to place any towers, any other form of forward movement, just by blocking, just by pushing us through this kind of terrain where the tower construction is very much difficult. Yeah, I would say all in all, the battle in the open zone between the green and the blue faction was consolidated on these two cities. Luckily 136 managed to get a city, and it could look like this. So just one city by or two cities by 136, whereas one city they managed to take Frasier by putting their tower and consolidating their forces there. I mean, we did suffer a lot of losses, be it our whales like Yggdrasil or Toast or others for that matter, Lawn. We did suffer a lot, but we all held our ground, and you can see this is the final where we reached. The second was when Zone 2 opened, which was very much interesting because IMPK went on a different aspect altogether. They went to take one of the gate between the yellow faction and their own faction. I think their idea was to consolidate the Zone 2 in their side, in the right side of the map, whereas our or 136 goal was to consolidate the zones in the IMPK area. What you can see here is that we are using altars. So we had previously that you could basically, the term we use is snipe the gates, but then the rules of the game changed and we could not snipe the gates anymore because it was a cumulative effort about how much each alliance basically attacks the walls and garrisons. But then with this incorporation of energy core, now it is again you can snipe the gates. So here basically what IMPK is trying to do, they're trying to snipe both of the gates just by placing altars. They didn't try to take the garrisons, they didn't try to take the wall, just do the final hit, which is very interesting and a very unique strategy in my opinion, because if by it's I don't think so, but if by luck they did manage to get the last hit, they could easily take the gates without too much of a hard work. And this is a unique strategy to learn from them, to use it later on in the battle for the KVKs, where energy core is still one of the most prominent aspect, and alters another aspect of the battle. So basically after this, I would say our KVK kind of ended because we were not able to see any more movement from IMPK or their allies. It was mostly now that we did was demolitions, minor skirmishes here and there, attacks here and there, and I would say just keep up the honor roll. So just keep fighting for the honor, just aim for how much kills you can do, how much of the players you can port and all of these stuff. But our goal was very much clear, that we were trying to still keep consolidating, get inside the zone of 231, the Z2 zone, go on one by one as much as possible. And I would say it was very interesting for the mid-range players, because they also had something to do, instead of just pure getting burnt or just pushing away, or not able to do much. I think one of the key aspects of this KVK also was that people were somewhere troop status of 8 and somewhere troop status of 9, and by the end of zone 2 we reached somewhere like this, and we tried to consolidate all the gates and we reached here. So now I would say show you one of the fights of our prominent whales, which is Yggdrasil and YYW from IMPK of 231. I would put that this is one of the very classic marches that we saw in this KVK, which included Medusa, Ares, Fufe and Anubis. So I would say that the key difference here is the use of actually Medusa, and the change that is there in this marches is the use of unyielding and time to shine. So one which is basically increasing your damage after you lose a little bit of troops, like 30%, and the other one which gives you like 35% critical damage as soon as you enter the game. I would say choosing time to shine is much better, and as you can see from the reports also, that Medusa is very much dangerous, and Anubis, which basically is a tank in this case. So Yggdrasil is using assist on Anubis, which is basically making it so much support for the back lane. I think it did a lot of damage recovery, about 4 million to 16 million, whereas Medusa kept on hitting such critical hits, whereas in case of YYW I don't see much. It's more about, I think, the other red skills that are there, which is Battle Frenzy and Eternal. I think Battle Frenzy is one of them, and the other one would be, in my opinion, would be Eternal Battle Lust. So they kind of move the game a bit forward in the favor of Medusa as compared to Ares, for that matter. Actually, I would say that Ares is not bad, but in this KVK we saw that Medusa is far more effective when it comes to like damage output, or the ability to also nuke the whole team with the set of skills. Basically, time to shine, Eternal Battle Lust and Battle Frenzy. I would say very deadly combo. Another aspect that you can see here, how quickly Yggdrasil is basically decimating the team. I think they are both fine until here, and just right about in a few moments that you can see how quick the boom here. Basically, the time to shine, which increases the crit damage, is actually a must get skill in this case, I would put it. And just how quickly there are so much buffs getting activated, so many buffs. I think it's more about how much high damage Medusa is giving out with her ultimate, and how much is the skills, basically time to shine, pushing the Gaze of Silence to hit high and hit strong. There are some other reports as well where we do try to test other kind of marches, but this specific march basically ran the whole KVK with a lot of players having multiple variations, but this basically in focus. So high spenders had this march in their pocket. Here is just for bonus comparison. I think Yggdrasil has far better bonuses. Academically, technology is much higher. His choice of lot tactics was different, and we also had he also had the buff of being a local officer, which also gave him some kind of edge in this battle as well. So it's more about this kind of jigsaw puzzle where you put in stuff, make it work. Some things work, some things don't. But in this case, wow, how well did it work? So I would say that if people are aiming for one immortal, chaos immortal right now, they should go for Medusa, because I saw some marches that I will show you later which also has Alex in place of Ares, and it is also still doing well. So I would aim for Medusa, Apollo, even Loki for that matter. Actually, a lot of players are still having Loki in their march. So here is, I'm just showing you some skills. Basically, in case of Ares, the skills are fixed in all of the people. Everybody is using the same, I would say, knife through butter, and wind rage, and what else? I think fully prepared actually is something that everybody is using when it comes to Ares. Even when they are using Alex for that matter, they are using these three skills if they are able to afford it. And yeah, that about it. Gaze of Silence, I would say, if you can, get time to shine, guys. Get time to shine. It's one of the skills. I think it's very versatile and it works for everybody. Other than that, here are some other battles which shows fights between other form of setups where Loki and Ninetales. So this was very interesting for me. I don't see a lot of people using Ninetales in their march. It's just to show that with Medusa and this Ninetales and Loki march, it also worked very well, because I would say, I think it's I think one of the skills is where the battle frenzy, which basically reduces the physical damage of the highest the immortal with the highest physical attack by 50%. That won't apply on this case because Loki is full on magic. So basically this kind of the battle frenzy skill would nullify Ares, but the maximum damage dealer here is Loki. Even if you see that the bonuses don't stack up, they still manage to beat this march with Medusa and with battle frenzy, or yeah. So I think it's important that we are very careful and selective with our skills, even immortals for that matter. And this KVK with so many different variations of the chaos immortals, of fixed kind of marches, even momentary changes which has happened with the equipment being with rare items that you can imbue now to reach this higher quality equipments, let's say called mythic equipments. They also put in variations now. Still, I would say after all the nitty-gritty things, there is not one size that fits all. Yeah. Oh, and here is something interesting. I would like to show you this Alex March with Anubis, Apollo, and Coupe. It was Toast from 136, who basically decimated the entire marches from 231. There are some Apollo, there are some Ninetales as well, but what's awesome is the use of Alex instead of Ares here, and use of Earth Dragon instead of the Holy Dragon that we saw before. So I think on toe to toe with a pure Chaos March, Toast does lose here, but when you are going like completely in the game where you're choosing players, like 80% of the players who are not full chaos right now, I think it works wonders. You don't need to have all chaos, you need to have a nice, I would say, symbiosis of skills. In this case, I think for high spenders, it's currently more about the red skills over the immortals basically. I mean, some immortals are way higher, like I would say Medusa ranks much higher, as you could see from the reports from the battles, but I would say you can still get away with sometimes using Loki or Apollo for that matter, and have fun as well. Like you don't need to jump in directly to get this new immortal as soon as it arrives. Even for that matter, like here you can see like Ares. I would say I would put Ares as basically Alexander on steroids. And now something for the mid spenders. So basically I would say my agenda actually is very clear. Like I want to have something for the big spenders and something for the mid spenders, like the little guys of Infinity Kingdom who want to play, who just don't want to hit walls but still want to keep fighting, still want to do their part, still want to enjoy the game. So I would say get Himiko and get Born. I think the events are there. You have also Battle Pass right now. I would say get those two. They are very versatile. I think Wither Realm, there was some kind of confusion, but Wither Realm basically affects the whole team, and Wither Realm is something that is very much awesome with the artifact of Born and the lifesteal, basically, which you wound cannot nullify, because I checked multiple reports. Lifesteal is something that wound effect doesn't work on. So this is a march that I loved a lot in this KVK, which contains Himiko, Born, YSS and Queen. So if you're working right now, I would say Queen is very easy to finish because of it's a pre-immortal, you can get it very easily, and you can see the buffs here, they are not that high. He has been very picky with his buffs. He chose accuracy over resilience and yeah, the usual stuff. But what mattered more was the choice of immortals. Himiko, which is like right now like very strong mage, I would say, like completely decimating the backline very quickly and very fast. Even if, I mean, players have got fighting master, it does prolong the obvious, but it does do the job in the end. Here is something I want to show you, like with the realm, the effect. You can see, hold on, and here. So yes, so here is now you can see that the Wither Realm effect took place, and you can see it did affect the whole team. So it did reduce the damage or increase the damage taken and reduce the defense, and also reduce the attack speed. So the reduction of attack speed coming from the artifact, and the reduction of physical defense coming from basically the ultimate skill of Born is just a deadly combo. I would say if you can get, I would advise you to get these two skills, which basically increases the damage dealt, so you get more damage hit, so your defense is down by about 20%, and you also have this lifesteal effect with resilience increased by like 30%. So you are overall surviving more and doing a lot of damage. and okay, bye. See you next time. Gojo out.